everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bobby. I'm a wife, a medical coder, and a mom of 2 kiddos under 3. On this channel, I share our Canadian finance journey by cash stuffing our variable expenses, our sinking funds, as well as doing some savings challenge. This video today is a little bit different because I need to pay. I did some expenses on my credit card. Now I need to pay back my credit card with the money that we have allocated in our envelopes. So at the end of the month, I usually try to clear out my credit cards from any expenses that we did during the month. So what I have here, so I'll quickly go over how I usually budget, or a quick review. I have this 2024 Happy Planner. This is the big Happy Planner size. And what I do is I have my month here, and I have all of my what's going on in this one. So I have my niece's birthday, I have daycare to pay every Friday, my birthday, and then we have our child benefit tax, family days here. So this is kind of what's going on in our month. After that, I have the budget by paycheck method, which is the budget mom method of budgeting. So how she does that is we put our paycheck date here and what our paycheck is. This is our total, our fixed expenses, so our bills. So I list all our bills here and how much I need to budget for this. So what I do at the beginning of the month is I have on the other side a monthly budget. So then I budget for the whole month, an estimate of how much everything will cost me. And then at every paycheck, I kind of readjust to kind of make sure that I'm within my budget and within what I need to kind of cover my expenses for that time frame. So what I do is I look at my next 3 weeks, or let's see, my next 2 weeks. So I have my next paycheck in February, on February 6th. So I need to pay on this date. I need to save enough money to cover until our next pay. So that's our 2-week period. So on this day, I will budget what my expenses are for the next 2 weeks to make sure that I'll get to this. What I do with like my mortgage, my kind of monthly bills, is I divide it in two, since I have 2 paychecks. So if my mortgage is $1,000, for example, then every paycheck I'll save $500. If, like in this case, I have daycare every week, I have to pay $175 for daycare. So I'll save on the 6th, I'll save enough for the 9th and the 16th. So I have to save $350 until our next pay. Then I need to save another $350 for the next 2 weeks until my next pay. So that's kind of how our fixed bills are. So the fixed bills are here. So what I do is I get the inflow, which is our paycheck. So if I get, for example, I get $1,000 for my paycheck, and I have to save $350 for our daycare and $500 for our mortgage. So then I have $150 left to my example wasn't very good, but anyways, you have a gist of it. So then I have $150 left to cover our variable expenses, sinking funds, extra debt, and savings. So this is just like a quick mock budget that I was showing you. Our variable expenses is where I put our groceries, our like everything that you see in our blue binder. So our groceries, gas, kids, pets, eating out, fitness. Those are our main categories that we spend all the time. We also have a mom spending and a dad spending, which gives us a little bit of spending money without, like, guilt-free in a sense. Without going over budget, we always put that into perspective as well. So this is our variable expenses in our blue binder. And then I have in our white binder our sinking funds, which is our like more a bit long-term savings in a sense, or long-term expenses. Our vet bills, medical, vacation, home maintenance, car maintenance, clothes, and sports. So this is what I have right now in our variable expenses, or our sinking funds. Our sinking funds. And then, yeah, so extra debt. So if you have more debt that you want to do the debt snowball, this is where you would put it. You would put your, let's say you have student loans. You have $300 you have to pay every month. You'll put your student loans here as a bill. And then if you have more money to put towards it, then you'll put student loans, another $100. Then at the end of this paycheck, you'll actually put $400 to cover your student loans. So this is where you'll put your debt snowball. And then you have extra savings. That's usually where I have my savings challenges, the Budget Mom Savings Challenge, or any kind of savings that is kind of general in terms of, like my savings challenge are in my green binder right now. So I have just a general savings challenge that's called Hearts Fun House. I have one that's called Quarter 1, one that's a January, there's Christmas, spring, and a month ahead. So those are just savings challenges that I'm doing at this moment. So this is where I would allocate money for those. So how that works is, so you take your income minus your bills, minus your variable expenses. It'll give you a chunk of money, or like pennies in some instances. And then you allocate that either wherever you want to allocate that money until you have a zero-based budget, where you would have zero right at the bottom here. So you always go this, minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this, zero. So that's how the paycheck budget tracker works for the Budget Mom. And then I have some expense trackers. And this is where I put my expenses from my credit cards. So I have a PC credit card, which is mostly where all our spendings go, because then we get PC points. And then that way we get, PC is President's Choice, which is our like Superstore brand, or Canadian Superstore. They have some points that they, to buy, get you to buy more from them, they give you points and then you get free groceries. So that's kind of how the PC points work. So then I put my expenses on here. So let's say I went to Superstore for a transaction for groceries and it cost $60. Then I'll put $60 in the withdrawal, and then I have $60 on my credit card. And then if the next day I went to Walmart to get more groceries, the category would be groceries. So the transaction, I put where I went. Category, I will go from here, like whatever is here. So groceries, gas, and then I have kids, pets, household sometimes, depending on what I buy. So those are kind of my categories. So I'll put the category here. So at the end of the month, I can tally up, like, okay, I have 3 grocery spendings. They tally up to 160. That means I have to take out 160 from my grocery envelope from here to pay the credit card back. If I have 5 purchases of gas in here and they tally up to $200, then I'll go in here in my gas envelope and I'll go take out $200 to pay off my credit card. So then at the end of the month, then I'm at zero again. So that's kind of how I quickly kind of budget. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them below. I'll answer them as I can. And I've only been budgeting for, well, it's coming on to a year now. So I started in February last year. So in this whole year, it's been a whole whirlwind of experiences. I've learned sometimes I budgeted not enough. Then I was overspending. So then I had to kind of compensate in my next pay to kind of cover those extra expenses. And that's the whole idea of why the cash envelope system is great, because you're slowly accumulating money just for these kinds of expenses that you know will be coming anyways. So that's a quick overview of how I do that. So what today's video is what I did for January. It doesn't look as neat right now, but like this is kind of like my tracker. So I have my PC credit card. I always put like how much I have at the end of last month, and then all my transactions and what it totals up to. And then I tally up how many purchases I have of groceries, of clothes, of kids, takeout or eating out, gas, and then I tally those up. So what that does is I have a tally at the right now. So these are my spendings on my credit card up to January 24th. So that's what is actually into my credit card as processed. There are some expenses after that, but they're not processed yet, so I don't count those ones until they're actually processed. So what we will do today is I will keep this and I will go into my cash envelopes and get the money that I need to pay myself back or pay my credit card back. So what I have, sorry. So my groceries, I need to take out $2.87. But in Canada, we don't have dollar bills, like actual dollar bills. We have coins for dollars. We have loonies for $1 bills, and then we have toonies for $2. However, I don't like to keep change in here. I'd rather keep just like bills. So what I do is I round up. Usually I round up to cover more expenses. So I need to take out $2.90. So in this one, I'll round up to $2.90, which I did put in here. I take $2.90. I should have $4.60 left. So if I take 1, 2, and I'll take 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So that's $2.90. So I should have $4.60 left. 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80. 4, 20, 40, 60. So I have $4.60 left. So that will, when I deposit this money back into my account, I'll pay my credit card right back. So then I won't have anything left over at the end of the month. And I still have a little bit of money to continue on with this month and then to carry on to the next month if I need to. Our gas, we did spend $438 on gas. Mind-blowing. Like, oh my goodness, I just can't believe it. But so that just means I only had $3.50 in my envelope. So that means I under budgeted for what we spent. So I'll need to boost my budget for next month to try to cover these expenses that you can only do so much. Like you need some gas in your car. And it's not to say like after when I'm not working, we don't go very far. We kind of stick around. Some weekends we'll go to the big cities to get like go to Costco to get a bigger trip of groceries. That takes a little bit of extra gas. So we'll do that about a weekend a month about. So that's where it all, it tallies up pretty fast. So what I'll do, since I only have $3.50 and I need $4.38 or $4.40 in my instance, I'll take my $3.50. So there's 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 20, 80, 90. So that's 3, and there's $3.50. So what I'll do is I took out the whole thing, so $3.50. So now I have 0 left, a zero in my envelope. And what I'll do is I have another paycheck. My husband gets another paycheck this week. So what I'll do is I'll budget a little bit more to cover, so that $350 up to $440. So I have $90 that I need to cover our expenses that we already did. Sorry, my cat wants in. So yeah, like I said, so I'll budget a little bit more in my husband's next paycheck to cover this expense that we already spent, but now I need to pay my credit card back so we don't have anything owing at the end of the month. So that's what I will do when I don't have enough in my envelopes. So in this next paycheck, I'll have to budget even more, which means I'll have a little bit less to play with, in a sense. That's my savings challenge. And like, yeah, my savings challenge is my play money, is what I like to call it, because it makes it fun. Savings challenges. If you haven't done a savings challenge, just try one. Just any one of them. They're so much fun, and it keeps you like motivated to try to save even more. Like, that's what, when I budget, I'm always like, oh, I have to put money aside for my savings challenges. And if I just put a little bit, I'm like, oh, shucks, I don't have enough. Where can I cut in my budget to try to give me a little bit more money to put in my savings challenge? So it kind of keeps you thinking a little bit in your spending. And yeah, so if you've never tried a savings challenge, just try one, even if it's just a little $30 one. Like, it's fun. So I do have dad spending, which is $39, and mom spending, which is $82. So these ones, since I don't cash stuff those ones we just keep in our wallets. What we will do is we have an IOU. So what I do, since I'll put this aside here. Here I have some mom money that I've saved up already. So what I will do is I'll pay myself back for things that I purchased. So I have $82, so I need $85. So there's 50, 70, 80, and I don't have a 5, so what I'll do is I'll do 90. Oh, sorry, I can't count. So 50, 70, 80, 90, and I'll take a 5 back. So that's 85 that I'll have paid back to the credit card. And this is actually like mom money that I've saved up a little bit over the weeks. So I'll put my $90 to the side. Oh, I should actually, sorry, where did I put my pen? So I did my groceries. I did $3.50 of my gas. I paid back my mom's spending. So what I purchased, like I told you, I do have the Happy Planner. So what I do is, last year I had a Happy Planner, but I had the classic size, which is a small one. So I do have the Happy Planner Classic Punch, but because this is a new year and I needed a new book for my budgeting, I had to print out some new pages. So what I did is I printed out all these pages, and then I had to hole punch them. So because I only had the small one, it didn't work so well. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. It didn't actually work for my big pages. So I had to go purchase, I'll show you guys, this big boy. So this is the ARC, like the Staples ARC Planner Punch. So what Staple kind of has a Happy Planner of some sort. Like they have a type of Happy Planner. It's very similar to Happy Planner. But they have this hole punch that is, it was the same price as the Happy Planner Big Punch, because the Happy Planner Big Punch is a pink punch. But for the same price, this one I could actually punch more than 3 pages. The Happy Planner you can only punch 3 pages at a time. So when you have a big book like this with multiple pages, it just takes forever. So I was able to do them, but then I was like, I need to purchase something that is better. So I wanted to try this one. So I just kind of tried it on. I just opened it today and I wanted to see how it punched it. So I punched these, and the difference, I'll show you in case you're ever in the shop. You need to shop for a Happy Planner punch. So I'll just show you what this one is, how it compares. So when I put it in here, you see there's a little bit of a gap here. So that just means that the mushroom holes are just not as deep as the Happy Planner punch. But they work perfectly. So I'm pretty happy with my purchase. Once all the pages are this, like I'll show you a page of the Happy Planner. Yeah, so can you see a little bit of the difference, how deep this mushroom is and how deep this one is? So that's just an example of the Happy Planner punch compared to the Staples Arc punch, but they work just as well. So for the same price, it'll give me a little bit more ease next year when I have to print out all these pages all over again, because I'm definitely not stopped to budgeting. I am sticking with budgeting. I adore it, and I am a paper person. I've seen these budget planners like digitally, and I don't know, I'm scared. I'm not comfortable with it. I just want to stick with paper until I'm really, really comfortable, and if I want to venture out later on, then I will. But until then, I have my hole punch. So that's where my mom's spending went, or some of it anyways. And then we need to pay out $153 for kids spending. So I'll put this aside here. 153 for kids. So I rounded up to 155. So if I have 155, I should have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1 left. So $100, $100, not one, $100 left. So we did for kids. So pets, I need nothing. We didn't spend anything for pets this week or this month so far. Eating out, $194. So this is eating out miscellaneous, like I explained last time. So I don't have anything in pets. And again, my eating out envelope only had 180 in it, and I need 195. So I will put 180. Sorry, I can't write when it's so... I need to have a crooked page so I can write properly. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 150, 160, 70, 80. So 180. So that's 180 out of our 195 for eating out miscellaneous. So I will budget a little bit more in this next pay to kind of cover that. And then we need to pay out our fitness for 67. So what I did, since I rounded up for a few of these, then I'll just put 65, since that's what I have in my envelope. So 65. And that will be covered. It'll even out. So that's from this binder. And now okay, so this is where, so like I mentioned in our last video, we did get the keys to our house. So we're slowly doing some maintenance. So right now we are actually painting the whole upstairs. So we needed to get some paint, some primer, some light fixtures, some new light bulbs, like certain things like that is just like little maintenance things. So I don't actually have anything in my home maintenance envelope yet. So I do have some money in our savings for our home that we had kept for home purposes. So I will take most of it from that savings to pay our credit card back for these things. And then I'll start trying to allocate more money towards it, because we all know, anybody who has a home knows that it's bound, we're gonna need some home maintenance fund. It's bound to happen. So especially now that we just moved in, like we need a table for our kitchen. We don't have a table. We also don't have a TV. We did bring our couch, so we do have our sofa. We have our bedroom furniture for the necessary stuff. So we have our bed frames and some dressers. Other than that, we're pretty much low. We don't have anything else. So we need to slowly build our stuff back. So we will need some money in here for all these expenses that come with furnishing a house. But for this unstuffing, I'll need medical 163. Actually, I have medical 163, and I didn't put it in here because I will allocate it from our next pay. So that's also something I'm like, I checked off these ones. I don't want to uncheck off and then redo them when I restuff them. So I'm just going to leave it there. And my next pay, I'll put more money towards our medical to be able to pay our credit card back. So I don't have to take it out from here. Vacation, we're fine. Home maintenance, we're fine. Car maintenance, we do have $7 to pay, which I don't have anything here. So again, I'll take it from our next paycheck. But I did discuss that in one of our previous cash stuffing, is that we went to Costco and my husband found some clothes. So I did cash stuff to cover that expense. So I am unstuffing the $100 that I had in here, which it totaled to $97. So we round up to 100. So 20, 40, 60, 81. So that's $100. So I'll put, I'll just check off. So this one, I'll just do a little star, medical star, and household star as well, because I didn't cash stuff for that yet. And that was cleaning supplies and like a new toilet brush, toilet brush, like little things like mostly cleaning supplies and like the light bulbs and stuff. So that some of it came from here. Yeah, so that'll be covered from our next pay. So for today, I'll just put a little star next to that one too. So we should have the 290. So I'll just put this aside here. So I'll do 290 plus 350 plus I had 85 plus 155 plus 180 plus 65 and 100. So this is how much we should have over here. Let's see how good we are. So let's start with our hundreds. 1, 2, 3. So that's 300. 4, 5, 6, 600. And I'll put this 50 aside for now. So 600, 20, 40, 60, 80. 7, 20, 40, 60, 80. 8, 20, 40, 60, 80. 9, 20, 40, 60, 80. 10. So there's 1,000. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. So there's 100. 50, 60, 70, 80. 90, 200, 10, 20, and 5. So 1,225, which is exactly what this is. So pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll go deposit this in my bank and pay our credit card back. This is just to explain a little bit of our, when we go to the groceries, we do use mostly our credit card to fund our groceries. However, I do keep some cash in an envelope. So this is me trying to budget properly and trying to spend wisely. I do have some coupons in this envelopes. This is just mostly coupons that I find at our nearest superstore. We have all kinds of coupons in here. So whenever I buy something that I know I have a coupon for, like this one, cheese for the kids, and she's save $1. Then I'll use a coupon whenever I can. So that's why I keep it with my groceries. And in here, you can see that I have some change. And I do have some receipts that I put in my Receipt Hog and Receipt Jar app. And this, I get cash back for my purchases. So I try to do that as much as I can, because then, hey, I'm already spending the money on groceries. I might as well make some money off of that by I don't even spend anything else. I just take a picture of my receipt into my app, and then it just tallies up some points. And eventually, once I have enough points, I can redeem some gift cards or certain apps. You can get a check in the mail with the amount that you have accumulated. So this is the change. This is usually my husband that uses this envelope. So it's not as neatly organized, but the effort is there. So, but yeah, so this is his change that he has in our grocery. And we have some coins here that what I usually do with my coins is I keep the small coins for my daughter. She's 2.5. She has a little piggy bank. She likes to put them in, or she sometimes just carries coins whenever she's around the house. So there's a bit coins everywhere in the house, but she just likes to play with them. So I'll just give her the small coins until I can figure out. I have an idea for what to do with my spare coins, but I have to be a bit better with using cash instead of paying with my credit card. So I'm still working on that, and I have a goal this year to be better with that. So I am gonna keep you updated in my progress, with my progress in this. So if you guys are struggling too, like, let me know. Like, I don't know. Last year I was just, everything was on credit card, and then I was paying myself back with money. I didn't do the cash envelopes. I actually put assigned money into certain savings in my bank. So for example, I actually have a groceries and gas envelopes in my bank, and that's where that money went. And then everything else was kind of cash envelopes savings. That's how I named my savings account, cash envelopes. So then all the other stuff was in that envelope, in that savings. And then what I would do is I keep trackers, and I would actually add, and whenever I needed to pay the credit card back, I would just pay credit card, a certain amount, and put it on the credit card. So it kind of does the same thing. It's just, in this sense, it kind of like makes it more tangible. Whenever you have just money in an account, it's not as tangible. So when you go grocery shopping, you're not maybe as willing to compromise in terms of, instead of getting the brand name, you'll get the no-name brand. Or if there is a bigger portion, it's more money, but in the long run, you're saving because you're getting a bigger portion. So sometimes certain things like that can, when you have the cash, it makes you a bit more mindful of, well, it's $1 extra. Do I want to spend that extra $1? It kind of makes you think a little bit more of your spending. Like, especially groceries. I find that groceries are ridiculously expensive to begin with. So if you're not mindful of your spendings in that category, it just quickly tallies up. And then you're not as mindful when you're for leftovers? Do you eat your leftovers instead of keeping it in the fridge and then eventually just throwing it out or giving it to the dog? So like those kinds of things are just things that keeping it in here makes you a bit more mindful on that. Yeah, I find for us it makes us more mindful. So this is also some grocery money that when I need more, I'll come in here and get some more to kind of supplement this. But that's why I wanted to cash stuff, so we have some here that we need. If we need more, we can come and get some more. So this is what's left from this first 250 that I have up here, and then I just didn't tally it up. I just made a line because that was in my cash and my envelope here. That this is what we bring to the groceries because we have our coupons and we have our cash. So then once I need more, then I'll come and get money from here to kind of supply my money for groceries. Yeah, so that's kind of how I did it last year, is where I used all my credit card and then I would pay my credit card back with my savings money, or my money allocated for these things in my savings accounts. But this year I want to be a bit more mindful, so I thought if I have it here, I take it from here, put it there, or take it from here and pay my credit card back. Then it makes it a little bit more tangible, a little bit more a visual tracker of how much I do actually have for groceries or allocated for groceries. So let me know what you guys do and how it works. I'm still trying it out, trying to figure out what works best for us and what is convenient, but at the same time keeps us mindful, like keeps us thinking about our spendings a bit more. So yeah, so that's how we do our groceries so far. Anyways, we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.